Hi, this is Craig Severance from the Zero Energy channel. Come join us as we work to address the challenge of moving toward a world with zero energy from fossil fuels.
And we are going to look at a very powerful tool that is considered to be an extension in the Google Sketchup program. And this extension is called the HouseBuilder. I discovered it by watching another YouTube video on a guy who was doing wonderful work designing a tiny house in Google SketchUp, and he mentioned he was using HouseBuilder, and we'll show you some of the things it can do. I was looking all over for it. I tried to install it. It was developed as a public source program several years ago. This video will discuss what that HouseBuilder program does. We'll show you that, how powerful it is, how much time it can save you. And we're going to first show that one of the tools that's often used is the floor builder tool. And now the HouseBuilder uses the draw menu, and once you get it properly installed, it shows up there under the draw menu. And we'll start by showing a simple floor tool. I'm going to put the floor of the loft in here already. We did use it a long time ago before I started doing these videos to do the floor, the main floor, but we still have to do the floor of the loft, so we'll show you that. You click on it, and we're going to use 2x6s. I have some weight, like the hot water heater, up in that loft, so I'm going to go 16 for the joist spacing. And you'll see, if you look carefully down in what's normally the measurements in the lower left, it says click left front corner. So we'll click over here. It says click second front corner post. Over here, be careful of the perspective, it may not there. And then it says click for back corner post, and you can see the line is being drawn for the edge. Oh, actually here, that's right, we're doing the back loft, and the guide point here, we will try right there, and that would be the sleeping loft. Now it creates the entire, what it just drew, as a group. You're probably going to want to move individual boards within that group. So one of the first things, if you know you're going to need to do that, after the HouseBuilder draws that, you can click on it, and you'll notice that the whole thing is one group, but you can explode a group, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to say explode, and therefore now, if I want, I can click on an individual board. You see that just highlights the individual board, which then allows it to be moved around, removed, whatever you need to do, but it really does a lot there. Now I've spun around, and we're going to demonstrate the roof tool, which I think that everybody will agree is the most powerful one of the group of tools that this offers. What we've done is use a rim joist. I tested the height of the whole structure with a 45-degree roof before, with a double top plate, and it was still, we had some more height that we could use, so did a rim joist around with 2x6s, as you can see around the edge. That gave us just the right amount of additional height, so that is what we've done. Also, some people may notice that we do not have headers above the windows. I talked to a friend of mine who was a building inspector for years, and he said with only 4-foot span of horizontally of roof that each wall is supporting, that if we just did a rim joist or double top plate, we shouldn't need the headers, the traditional headers above the door and the windows. So I took his advice since he knows what he's doing. But that isn't advice to you from us. It's just what we're having to do. So these are the things you may have noticed, that we don't have a double top light. We have a rim joist. That was because of the height. Also provides a nice place for these floor joists to set. Now we're going to go show you the draw roof tool. I haven't put a new layer in there, so it'll be, and put a different color on it, so that this roof will be a different color from the other layers. So also change the perspective, because you have to see every one of your points to be able to do the house builder. It's not like other tools in Google Sketchup that will often follow you around once you've activated them. This, you've got to be able to see everything you're going to use. So you pick the roof tool, and I'm going to use gable. I'm going to do 2x6s, not 2x4s, because of the insulation requirements we have for very cold climate. I'm going to do 45-degree angle, which is 12 inches down for every 12 inches sideways. Not going to do an 18-inch overhang for a tiny house, or it will be way too wide for the highway. We'll try 6, and we'll try 10 for the rake overhang. Now it's ready to do it. It says down in the lower left corner, where the measurements usually are, it says cliff left front corner there. And it also says click second front corner post there, and it wants a back corner post, so you just take it down here and click that corner. And I made it purple, pretty different, and it creates a beautiful roof. Let's take a look at it. Imagine, that took about 10 seconds once we got set up with the right viewpoint, how long it would have taken you to draw that. So the house builder tool is worth getting installed. So as I mentioned with the floor, you are probably going to want to do something with each of the individual boards. Here we're going to want to put our dormers in, so we're going to be as if we had already built a gable roof and then cut into it. It's probably the easiest, since I'm going to then click on this and tell it to explode the group. And that will then allow us to click on individual boards. I'm not going to do that for the video, it'd take too long, but then next we'll do the dormer. Dormer for the loft. And as you can see here, I didn't want to lose the basic structure of the gable roof, so I simply created some space here for where the dormer is going to go by moving each of these gable rafters that were at the 45 simply off to the side. Temporarily, we may shorten those for underneath the dormer later. And also, as you can see here, put some nailers here so that we can install insulation on the top of this wall here that's exposed, and have nailing for the interior tongue and groove of the for the interior knotty pine. It's going to need a nailer up there, and you're going to be able to put some insulation foam board behind it there. And I want the dormer to go beyond the loft, so that the stairs are going to be right here, and we're going to create some headroom here by have the dormer come this far down. Although the loft itself, the loft floor ends there. So that one of those nailers is going to act as the base for this wall tool here. And we're going to show you just how slick that is. You have to put in zeros for header, or it just doesn't work. when you don't have a header, you can't leave those blank, unfortunately. So we'll try this, and it says click anywhere to start. So we'll click over here where we're going to place this on the right here. And click for the end of the wall. And there we go. That's how slick it is. The HouseBuilder wall tool in Google Sketchup itself. So we're going to want to look at this and move the studs around a little bit to create room for the dormer windows. And as mentioned, if you're going to want to move any of the pieces of this, you're going to want to select it. It's considered a group. And you're going to select that, and you're going to explode it, and that will then allow you to, and then you just select something off in space, and you're done with that. So that demonstrates the wall tool. We will, of course, be moving those studs around for where the actual rough opening of the dormer windows will be. As we've seen, the HouseBuilder extension is very, very useful to add to Google Sketchup, but it's not very easy to add to Google Sketchup. It's considered an obsolete program, but the people who work with SketchUp all the time and I'm a nerd, I'm not a geek, I don't really deal with computers that much. They know how to do it, and I was very frustrated, and I simply asked for help on the internet of how do you make this work. And I'm going to type this link into our messages here, but you can see if you just Google this phrase, you're going to get here to the SketchUp community. These folks helped me to find out how to get this done. It involves a process. I went through a lot of discussion. I was trying things, none of it worked until we finally got it straightened out. And I have to admit that I'm not a computer literate person to the level of detail these people are, but they knew how to do it. You follow the solution here, you'll be able to install the HouseBuilder. Essentially, what they said to do was to download it from the site where you can still get the HouseBuilder, and then copy and cut and paste those files into the program files of Google SketchUp. And first, one of them said that you have to perhaps add a regular extension, a more modern extension into Google SketchUp so it has the folder created for extensions. I did that, tried a sample version of something else just to create that folder, and then it was a process of simply moving those downloaded files over to that extensions folder, and lo and behold, it works. So you could follow this, and hopefully it will work for you. They had a lot of good advice. In fact, one of them said at the end, they actually would have been easier if, he says, had I bothered to follow a link. Well, I had already gotten it done the other way, and maybe this is even easier. But if you can have trouble with it, this is a great forum. This all happened in a matter of a few hours. These people apparently monitor this, and they help people out with SketchUp. And of course, also this forum is available for SketchUp for a lot of the more advanced issues in SketchUp. But this was kind of advanced for me, and they helped me get it installed. And as you can see, the HouseBuilder is something you probably want to add to your Google SketchUp. This is how you can manage to do it.
Hello, my name is Eric. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up down below. Also, if you want to subscribe, that's good too. Join us on the Zero Energy channel.